Interdimensional rupture unravels reality. An unlikely hero must channel her newfound powers to fight bizarre and bewildering dangers from the multiverse as the fate of the world hangs in the balance. Welcome, everybody, to the N Word for Nerd podcast. Ladies and gentlemen,
Nerds.
if this is the first time listening, we are a show by, for, and produced by blurbs. If you don't know what a blurb is,
It's a black nerd. Blurred. Yeah.
there you have it. But
My mom's
everybody,
gonna
yeah,
try
but
to.
for all things, like, share, subscribe, check out Nerd Focus, check out In Your Face Art, and thank you all for listening to all of that crap. Now we can get to the fun part. The shows, the
Why you
reviews.
here?
Again, yeah. As always, ladies and gentlemen, we start off every review with our one sentence review. Jason, what is your one sentence review of everything, everywhere, all at once?
I never thought hot dog fingers could be so poignant.
My one sentence will be everything is cool, everywhere is awesome, but it gave me too much all at once.
Not all at once, though.
I'm going to jump right into this one because I know we're going to differ a little bit on this one. Just to put you guys in a mind frame of what this movie is, this movie has a team on there that is called Hot Dog Fingers LLC. In the closing credits, it is a Hot Dog Fingers LLC in here. That is the type of movie you're going to get into, guys, ladies and gentlemen. So this movie was cool, but you know, if you watch my Batman review, and I talked about all the cinematography and the characters and everything was cool and everything was great, I just thought the movie was boring. Is it possible to go on to the completely other end of the spectrum where I thought all the characters were great, I thought all the music, cinematography, the storyline was great, but it was too cool. And people go, Jason, how come a movie be too cool? Like, if you would have made this movie into a bunch of shorts, it just been like, hey, every universe was a short and just showed the cool stuff in the universe. I'm like, that's awesome. That's so cool. Oh, look what they did with that effect. Look how they used the camera in that angle. Oh, look how they do this. Oh man, this reality has this going on. But when you put it all into a movie all at once, it was cool, but it was like some of the universes overstayed their welcome. After the
Oh, yeah.
usefulness of the universe was done, and they kept going back to them as if we needed closure for these universes that we only stole abilities from. And I get it. It was cool stuff in each of these universes they kept going back to. But I didn't care anymore. I was like, okay, cool. We're back here again. Oh, that's a funny gag. And I would think it would never be mentioned again. But nope, nope, nope. Give about 15 more minutes. We're gonna
We're
go
gonna
back. And
we're gonna run this one into the ground.
right. So it bothered me. It almost made me. It no, not almost. It made me beg for just going straight with the storyline. Like at one point, I'm just like, please, just let's stop doing other universes. Let's stay where we are and fix the stuff that's going on where it is. Or like the main, I guess I'm gonna say it's like three real main ones that really feed into the one that overall works. I would say it's like almost that these filmmakers were a part of a circle jerk. And what was shot out from the circle jerk became the cool shit in this movie. Because it literally is like what and that's why I'm so torn. Because the cool stuff guy in me is like, it's so much in here to love. It's so great. The other side of me is like, why do we need all of that cool stuff? You could have made two movies and kind of left some of those ideas and recycled them into another movie, and it still would have worked.
Or just take them out completely.
Yeah. But I do want to give a shout out to my man, Short Round. Look, he is amazing in this movie. When I found out that he retired from acting and came back for this movie, I guess they said Crazy Rich Asian, how popular that was, kind of reinvigorated him to want to act again. Because I guess he was upset about how the stereotypical roles he was getting at the time when he left.
He was
Dude
a
needs to stay
stereotype
in
for a
movies.
lot of it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, Short Round, if people don't know, kid from the Goonies. I mean, we can go through the list, but look, he needs to stay in acting because when I tell you guys his performance here is a masterpiece. It is scenes in this movie where he has to switch between multiple characters and multiple times. The camera doesn't cut. So he literally has to do this in real time. And I know they had the gimmick of him putting on his glasses, but even before that happened, from his mannerisms, from the way he spoke his first words, you can tell he was a different character. And it was so amazing. It was so beautiful to watch. And if you are an actor who's out there in the game, watching the performances between him and Michelle Yeoh is an acting clinic. And I want to say this for Michelle. We should have already given her a house full of flowers, but we need to give her a block full of flowers after this performance too. Because again, all of her characters felt completely different to the point that if they didn't have the same face, you would not think they were anywhere related to each other in any way, cause, or fashion. Of it, it's almost baffling how these two actors and I think everybody, the whole cast, acted very well. So let me not knock them, but I'm just saying these two in particular, it's almost baffling how good they were in this movie. And what bothers me even more is that a lot of the stuff that I'm complaining about is the stuff that made them so good at it, because those scenes I didn't want in the movie were some of the scenes that helped make the acting so good. And that's why I say this movie has me so heartbrokenly split. It's not me just saying it to be a jerk. It's me saying it because I love almost everything about this movie. I just feel like it's
gave
not
you
a movie.
everything at once.
Right. It is a movie for cinephiles. If you're not a cinephile, don't see this movie. If you are a casual moviegoer, or you're one of those people that feel like they're a snouty moviegoer, but they're really not, they're really kind of middlebrow movie, don't see this movie. If you are a cinephile that you like highbrow stuff, you enjoy things like characters, you enjoy things like just good, cool shots, you enjoy things that, like, I would say this, the things that make me love movies is what this movie has in spades. The wonderment, the amazement, the awe, how they shot, how they performed. It seemed like every single shot in this movie had a purpose beyond just showing you. And it's all through this movie, and it's so great. But if you can't capture those moments in your visual watching of this, you're gonna hate this movie, because it is a lot of bloat. A lot of bloat. And a lot of the bloat is cool stuff, like I said, but it's still bloated. I'm gonna save my rating till we go to the end like we always do. Jason, what are your thoughts, man?
Let me start off by saying I loved this movie. I absolutely love this movie. I will never watch it again. I will never, ever, ever watch this movie again. And I absolutely adored this movie. This this is the kind of stuff, like, this movie is if we boil down to it, it's about family emotional trauma, which always gets me. But it's
Absolutely.
presented in a way that is so fantastical, so out there, that you don't really get it until, like, they hit you over the head with it at the end, that this is what the
Mm-hmm.
movie was about. And I mean, like, there is so much. There's, like, the title says all it needs to say about this movie, because there is so much. This is a very, very dense movie with a lot of stuff going on, which basically only boils down to mom and daughter don't get along. That's what, but I mean, Jason put it on the head. The actor's name is Ke Huang Kwang, and he hasn't acted in what, 30 years, 40 years almost
Yeah,
at this
has to
point.
be. Yeah.
And he must have took that 40 years to just study acting and movie making, because he is, I mean, like, I I am going to gloat about him, but, like, everybody else is also very, very good in this as well. But,
Mm-hmm.
like, he is the emotional linchpin of this whole entire story, and he plays it so well. And he's playing a couple of different characters all in the same body, and it's just like, between, as Jason said, he switches back and forth with almost like an effortless ease to it, like as if he was actually those two different people. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
and you can tell, you can see him of it's like, and there's no effects going on. It's just with his acting that you can tell that the characters have switched, and it is such amazing. It's so amazing to see this. He works with Michelle Yeoh so well. It's you believe, like, these people are real, which is, the point of acting in any movie. You believe these people. I stopped saying, "Oh, that's Data from fucking Goonies." No, that is Waylon from
Yep.
Alphaverse, and that is Waylon from this universe. Like, And everybody is like this, but he's just the one that stood out the most. Like even Jamie Lee Curtis, she was great, and she just has this very kind of minor role. Michelle Yeoh is immaculate. You know, as Jason said, she needs all the awards in the world. I mean, she's already needed all the awards in the world. She's great at everything she does. She just shows it in this. And even Stephanie, I can't pronounce the last name. Sue, I guess it's Sue.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh God, like even her performance, even though it's less as detailed as the other two, she is so good in this. It is everything about this is awesome. But there's some weird shit going on in this movie as well.
100%.
There's some weird shit in this movie as well. And like it makes sense for what the story is trying to tell.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some stuff where I cringed. There's some stuff that I would not suggest watching. There's some stuff that just flat out don't make no damn sense. How this got past the studio board and saying, "Oh yeah, this is a good idea to put in the movie," and which makes me even wonder, like, what's the shit they cut out? Like, what's the stuff that was in the original screenplay where the studio exec of A24 was like, "No, we can't do that at all," because you know they had to cut some stuff out because what we get on the screen is a sanitized version of what the writer originally wrote, and whatever he had in there originally must have been so out of this world that like they had to rail it in or something like that. But
I mean, yes, for God's sakes, we have a fight scene with people with butt plugs in their butts.
Like we have a fight scene with and let me get also to the stunt work in this.
Yes. Oh my God.
Some of the best stunt work that I've seen, because a lot of the stuff is like practical stunt works, people taking, face plants and doing bumps and all sorts of good stunt work. And it's just like, and the choreography and the kung fu, the best fight is the first fight scene with the fanny pack. Just so good. But then there's still some really good stuff in here. There's dildo fighting. It's weird as fuck.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is weird as fuck. But for me, it does hit a very, very emotional core to it. I did cry like 4 times during this movie. And not just like go ahead, Jason.
I was gonna say, do you think this movie is gonna make Disney be like, you know what? A live action version of Ratatouille probably isn't the best idea.
Probably not the best idea. Oh my God. And even that joke was rolling to the ground.
100%. 100%. Yeah.
Raccoon-a-tooie. It's like, no, it's Ratatouille. No, it's Raccoon. She's seen too much. We gotta kill her.
Right. Again, it's
funny. It has heart. It pretty much has everything you want in a movie. It also has all that stuff in spades, and there might be just a little bit too much of it. That's the problem. Because as I said, you get what you get on the 10. Everything, everywhere at once. You get it all, and you better you better just open your mouth and just relax the jaw and just take it all in. Because if you're trying to get little pieces, you're gonna choke to death. Right?
Yeah, just take those hot dog fingers right down the throat, bro.
Oh, gross! So gross. And the paper cuts. Oh God, there's just so much going on, and it's kind of hard. Just like as much as I enjoy this movie, like as Jason said, this is definitely for a particular type of person. My mom's not gonna like this movie.
No, oh no.
Yeah, and like your parents aren't probably gonna like this movie. As you said, you're serious like casual film goer who wants to see a film that is just for fun is probably not going to like this movie. But there is so much to love here that it's hard to say. I'm in 2 minds too, because it's like I will never watch this movie again. I want people to see it. I won't suggest it to them either. Because it's just so much going on, and it's like would they think I'm weird for suggesting this movie to them? And then
right. I feel like
people will judge you if you suggest this movie. Like,
right.
I can't. I can't tell my brother Maurice to watch. Maurice would say, "What the fuck you just? What'd you send me to?
Right.
Why'd you
Like,
let me watch that dumbass movie?" Like, and it's like, oh, it's just it's kind of frustrating in that way. But yeah, it's a lot.
all right. What was your rating of everywhere, everything, everywhere, all at once?
This is hard. This is very hard. I give it a 5 out of 5 only because of the performances of the actors. And that is what I'm solely basing this on. As a movie, you could give it it could go from a 1 to a 5 depending on what you like. But based on the
I'm
solely of the actors, 5 out of 5.
I'm a cheat code here. If you're a cinephile, like myself, Jason, I saw it with my buddy Alex and all that, and he was like, "Well, if you liked it so much, why are you like so distraught?" And I'm like, "I do a show with reviews, and I have to go when I do a review, I have to take into account that everything that I like isn't what everybody likes, and what everything that I hate isn't what everybody hates." And I was like, and a lot of times I go, some things just aren't for me. If you're not a cinephile, this is not for you. If you're a cinephile, 5 out of 5, rush out, go see it, and enjoy it. You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll cheer, all the feels that you want to be about a movie, you'll have it. Run out and see it. If you are not a cinephile and you just casually go to the movies because you just want to release and just to hang out and just to see something that's relatable to you, 1 out of 5, because you will hate this movie. And like Jason just said, you will go to us and say, "How did you get this movie a 5 out of 5? This is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life." Like I told Coach Boo, who was our guest
Don't even
last week,
bother.
don't see this movie,
Don't
bro.
even bother.
He don't like that goofy stuff. You will be bro. You will be mad that I told you to go. So I'm gonna split it. I'm a broken man, but 5 out of 5 for my cinephile people. 1 out of 5. If you're not a cinephile, you probably want to duck this movie.
It's funny because like when me and my friends exited this movie, we were kind of like horrified. And like as we went to Waffle House and we started sitting down, we started digesting it. Like my buddy James, like, I actually really like this movie, but and it's
Right.
like, yep. And that's the way it's like once you get out of it, you're like, what the fuck did I just see? And as you sit with it, it's like, I actually really like this movie. But hot dog fingers, everybody.
All right. All right. Let's go to the part of the show that everybody loves the most, the ending.
Oh, I was going to say when we shoot.
Oh well, that's the other show. Remember, that's the same
Oh
one
yeah.
where we got to have that Batman discussion. We have a lot of other shows we got to worry about. But guys, thank you so much for again listening to the N Word for Nerd podcast. As always, you can catch us in all the places that all the things that will show us are already at. Yeah, it was a jam-packed show this week. Hope next week, hopefully, we're going to bring you some more goodness because I think we got Nicolas Cage on tap next week.
That's
I
gonna
think
be
we got Alexander Skarsgård on tap
the third best
next week.
Charizard.
Yeah, facts. And then we'll probably find some other TV or funness to throw in there as well. As always, Jason, do you have any final words for everybody?
Just be kind, be considerate. What Waylon said in everything is just choose kindness. Choose kindness. And always tip your servers and bartenders at least 20%, including Jaren. But you can also just, spin Jaren's face as well. I love you, Jaren.
As always, guys, thank you for listening, watching. We will see and speak to you next week. Peace.